Hi, hope you're doing well today. I certainly am. Nice lazy Sunday it is here as I'm doing this. And it's time, I think, to do some more tarot by star sign. But this time we'll do 12 cards for 12 signs. Thanks everyone who's subscribed recently. Thanks to everyone who watches the videos. And if this is your first time, then welcome. I'm sure we were drawn to one another for a reason. Hit the subscribe button. Why not? Because there are more readings coming in all the time. Today I'm going to use, let me see, Tarot in Wonderland, because I haven't used this one for the last 2 or 3 videos. It's very popular. I like reading from it, and you guys obviously enjoy the videos from it. So let's see where we get today. We'll start with Aries and go right the way through to Pisces, and there'll be one card for each sign. So you can kind of you can build your own reading out of this. It's like a build-a-reading workshop, a build-a-bear shop. What am I saying? A build-a-bear workshop, only with tarot cards instead of bears. Why not? So you can like pick 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. You know, whatever you want. Pick the middle 3. Anything really. But intentionally, I'm doing one card for each star sign. So let's turn one over and see what we've got for the sign of Aries. Wow, 3 of Wands, Aries. Your ship is coming in. I'm sure it is. And we're getting closer to that crazy time of year. Thanksgiving just around the corner as I'm doing this, actually. And, you know, one love to you and every bit of good luck coming your way, I hope, if you're doing Thanksgiving at the moment and getting ready for that. We're still kind of waiting for Christmas here in UK, and I'm in West Wales, kind of very ancient place. And although I'm surrounded by real nice ancient trees, I've got my plastic Christmas tree here. But I don't know, I really like it. This way I can leave the real trees standing up and growing in the ground and kind of earthing me and bringing grounding and protection. And the white rabbit in this card could really do with grounding himself, because he's all kind of worried about what's coming in, what's going to happen to him. But the truth is, the work has already been done, Aries. So for you, that's the case. Whatever you're looking at and kind of, you know, looking out the window and wondering what's coming down the pike, the work has already been done. There's no stopping it. But if this is karma we're talking about, take heart, because it's never too late to change. Even when karma is on its way to you, it can transmute. If you kind of change, learn whatever lesson it is, or, you know, just the situation changes, karma will change accordingly, so that when it arrives, it's just right, it's just appropriate. The energy of the moment, really. Okay, 3 of Wands, though, the ships are coming in. He's got no idea what is on board the ships. He hopes it's going to be good. The fact is, it's usually good news, this card. It's 3 numbers, so it's an odd number, so it's kind of an anything can happen sort of a number, really. But he's worrying too much about nothing, and it doesn't matter how much he looks at his watch. Things are going to come in when things come in. Okay, so do a bit more shuffling now and see what we get for the sign of Taurus. I'm not very good at shuffling, I'm afraid. I'm just never any good at shuffling. The cards go all over the place. I don't do that fancy thing where you kind of cut the deck and then fan them all together with a kind of strange noise and really impresses people. I just shuffle them. Taurus, we have got a major arcana card. Would you like to know what it is? So would I. Well, I already know. It's number 14 from the major, and it is Temperance. Now, this is such an interesting card. Melanie, if you're watching, hi to you. Melanie sent me a picture of a card from an Egyptian deck that she's working with at the moment. And that card is called The Two Urns, and a very similar message in it to Temperance, actually. And I'm really drawn to that idea. This is essentially for Taurus, but it's card number 2. So if you sort of picked some numbers out at the beginning, or if you pick all 12, you can pick all 12 cards, no reason why not. This one is for you, my friends. Now then, we've got the caterpillar in the top of the picture, right above the magic mushroom there. And he appears as the magician in this deck, and he also appears as the 9 of Cups. He kind of gets around a bit, really. So we've got those 2 influences coming in, definitely. But the main thing about the caterpillar is he's very magical, and he's showing that the magic is happening, but it's happening just above Alice's head, just away from her a bit. So it's not obvious. You know, the magic isn't obvious, and sometimes we've really got to kind of be the soul of temperance to make things happen. And I don't mean giving up drinking and smoking. That's not what it's all about. I gave up smoking weed quite a long time ago, and frankly, I'm glad I did. But I'm not here to kind of preach about stuff like that or anything. This is just about kind of keeping it real. And that's the only reason I gave up smoking weed. It's the only reason I don't drink alcohol. I just like to kind of keep things in balance as best I can, and that really is what temperance is about. In Melanie's card with the 2 urns, it really was all about balance, not just balancing what's in the urns, but kind of taking a balanced approach to life and to the world, because that's what the planet really needs at the moment. And that's all very out there, isn't it? But it's actually what we need in our heart as well, and that's why it comes up in just about any card deck in one shape or form. One shape or another form or whatever it is. But temperance here, this is for you guys, Taurus. Okay, now I know it's a myth that Taurians go at everything like a bull in a china shop. I know you guys are actually very compassionate, and I know that Taurus can be a very gentle, very restful kind of energy as well. And that's the thing to do. So I've got no tinsel on my tree yet, and I'm not a Taurian, but I'm doing a Taurian thing and taking a rest. And not exactly a rest because I'm making this video, but I find it quite restful making videos. I'm just letting it happen at its own pace, in its own time. And that, I think, is a very temperate attitude towards things. So that's for you guys, Taurus. Let's see what we've got for Gemini now. The Gemini influence is always kind of reaching out there and trying to find amazing new things. And I've dropped the cards as I always do. Let's just pick them up again. The Gemini influence is always kind of really looking out there. Sadly, sometimes the world doesn't agree with that. Sometimes the world won't actually make it work and won't actually make things happen that way. But God bless the Geminis, because if people didn't think like that, there would be no new inventions. And goodness knows we all need some new inventions to come along from time to time. Gemini, the Queen of Cups is your card. Now, the Queen of Cups, particularly in this deck, but generally speaking, is a little bit naive. She's got a lot of strong energy. She's quite a powerful character, but there's definitely some naivety there. And she's looking into her cup and she's feeling a sense of longing. Cups energy, water sign energy, of course, Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces. But this card really is for Gemini. And the wateriness here, I guess, is looking between the two kind of twins of Gemini and see what's happening. And there's always a river of excuse me, there's always like a river of inspiration flowing, hence the water in the background here, and hence why that would mean something to Geminis. Okay, we're looking at some kind of balance here again with the twinny side of Gemini, really. But really, what's the best characteristic about the Queen of Cups in the Alice stories and in this card, in the Queen of Cups card, is that she has a beautiful, gentle energy. She doesn't always know the shot. She doesn't always know exactly what to do for the best, and she tends to need some help. So, Geminis, give yourself some help, okay? But don't try and wrench yourself out of that Gemini beautiful kind of out there thinking, okay? Whatever's going on in your life at the moment might seem like it's been sent into your life to do that, but that's never what the universe is doing, you know? Just keep on being you, Gemini. That's what really matters, okay? Quick drink, because I'm getting a frog in my throat here. Got my purple healing flowery cup with me today. And I've got my turquoise jumper on. And a turquoise t-shirt as well. So I guess I'm meant to be speaking my truth. I like to hope I always do that in these readings. So this brings us to the sign of Cancer. And what's going on with Cancer? Oh, quite a battle. It's the 5 of Wands for the sign of Cancer. So fire sign energy, really. Leo, Sagittarius and Aries. Those influences around you, Cancer. Those things may be somewhere in your birth chart. And if you haven't had a birth chart done yet, please do get one. I will do them for a fee. Mine are actually very in-depth and detailed, and they go on and on. You can email me at the email address, which is down there somewhere, if you would like me to do a birth chart for you. But I'm not going to sell that too hard, because you can actually go to any astrology website, just about any anyway, the big ones certainly, will all give you a free birth chart, just not quite as detailed as mine, but it'll tell you a lot. So do get one done if you haven't already. And Five of Wands, what's going on here? There's a massive battle, and there's sort of, some of them are beating each other with sticks, and some of them are trying to beat each other with flamingos, which just kind of shows how futile this thing is. There are egos involved here, guys. Now, it's the number 5 energy that's really going on here as well, Cancer. It's kind of halfway there, and because it's the 5 of Wands, it's kind of halfway to nowhere, stuck in the lift. No one's going to get anywhere while this is going on, and the way to actually move the game forward, Cancer, is to just take account of everyone's ego that's involved in the situation. You know, you guys are tremendously compassionate people. I know that, but you're often misunderstood. That seems to be a Cancerian characteristic. And you'll be better understood if you just kind of accept that there's egos going on, and in that way there's not too much you can do about it. So Leo, what have we got now? 2 of Swords. Right, so looks like there's a decision to make, but you see what Alice is doing here? She's got a blindfold on, and she's facing away from the sea, which is the kind of the turbulence, all the kind of ups and downs of whatever decision you've got to make, all the kind of information. You can have a minefield of information, really, as well as the mind of information. And Alice has turned away from the minefield, and she's really just got to think of the mine of information and what's going on there. This is air sign energy, so it's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius around you somewhere, Cancer. Those influences going on. You see the signposts, they're pointing her either one way or the other, but she's got the blindfold on, and the swords are crossed as well. Now, the grinning Cheshire Cat up in the sky here, he represents Alice's conscience in this tarot deck, and actually in the stories as well. And sorry, not her conscience, not her conscience so much as her kind of subconscious higher self mind, that kind of thing. There's not a lot she can achieve by consulting that. There's not much point in thinking too hard, overthinking whatever's going to be happening at the moment in your life, Cancer. You've got all the information you're ever going to get. The thing to do is actually step forward, start making that move, and start making things happen. Did I say Cancer? What am I? Let me just check. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. That's for the sign of Leo. I'm so sorry. I'm always doing that. I've left this so late in the day, I'm not going to get a chance to edit that either. Otherwise, it just kind of won't appear till halfway through next week on YouTube. So there we go. That was for the sign of Leo. I'm sorry about that. And that means that having shuffled again, we're now on the sign of Virgo. And it's the 2 of Cups, another 2 card. Okay, so we had 2 of Swords for the sign of Leo. And this time, for Virgo, we got the 2 of Cups. Now, that number 2 means we're kind of early in the situation. The situation is going to unfold. That's the truth of it. Now, with the 2 of Cups, we often see that as a sign of love, as a sign of a good relationship happening. And it really is a very good relationship, because the Mad Hatter and the Mad March Hare, the 2 characters in this card, are very, very well suited to each other. So if this is a relationship reading for you, if you pick this card, or dare I say it, if you're a Virgo, and we are on Virgo now, I'm sure, then this is looking very positive. But the thing is, there's a green teapot flying in the sky, showing that there's a lot of fantasy coming out of the 2 cups as they touch the cups together and toast each other. It's all a bit of a fantasy. It's all a bit up in the air. So what on earth is going to happen? Think outside the box. That's the thing to do with this card, particularly, you know, with this particular version of the 2 of Cups. That's the thing to do. That's how this one works. And think about, you know, whatever good is happening with your relationship, whether that's with someone you love or with your job, with your work, with life, you know, this could be your relationship with life, how you feel when you get out of bed in the morning, that kind of thing. Be willing to really, really think outside the box, because the situation is really travelling a long way outside the box in this card. Okay, so that is for Virgo. My goodness me, we're about halfway through now. And well done if you've stuck with me so far. Maybe you're skipping through to find your sign. That's coolio, whichever way you want to do it. Entirely up to you. I'm sure you'll see the bits of the video that you're meant to see. That's how this works. It's the internet. It's all kind of machines. It's almost politics in a way as well, the way the internet is at the moment. And no doubt Black Friday adverts are still running if you're watching this right now. If you're watching it in the future, don't worry about any of that crap, okay? In fact, don't worry about anything. That's not really kind of not what it's about. Libra. We've got the Star, Major Arcana again. She is number 17. Reading my Roman numerals there. I learned those when I was a choir boy looking up Psalms in the book of Psalms because they always had Roman numerals in there. Now, this is a very beautiful card. This is one of the nice, I think just about the nicest looking card in the deck, actually. So, the Star, she's in nature. It's similar to Temperance in that way. But this is telling you... Libra, I got there in the end. This is telling you, Libra, really do that balance thing. You guys value balance so highly. You really do. And you do well to value that. I know the rest of the world doesn't value it anything like enough. And maybe some of you don't either. I know I don't. I don't spend half as much time looking for balance in life as I really should. That's what makes things calm. That's what brings happiness in a way that kind of happiness, when it comes in a balanced way, just can't be suddenly shot out of the air. It can't be shot down. It becomes permanent, lasting happiness. And that's the thing to look for. Now, she's looking down into the pool and she's seeing a reflection in the pool of herself, among other things. And that's what balance really does. When you really take a balanced approach to what's going on, you view whatever's on your plate in life in front of you in a way that actually works for you. And that's what you really need to do, Libra. Nothing selfish about it at all. And the Star is really and truly pointing you in that direction. This brings us to the sign of Scorpio, or it will in a second. I'm just going to have another drink of my tea here. Oh, dear viewers, you cannot beat a drink of Earl Grey tea. And you see it in there, lovely amber Earl Grey tea with no milk. There's much more thirst quenching that way. I know people sometimes struggle with coffee. I like the taste of coffee actually, but it gets me too so I don't tend to drink coffee. I have tea instead. And it was when I started drinking tea with no milk that it really became a good kind of match for what coffee does, because it's got caffeine in, just not as much as coffee. Scorpio. 8 of Wands. This is pretty good news, this card. This card suggests that whatever you really want, whatever you've been trying to manifest, whatever you've been trying to make happen in your life, Scorpio, this looks like you're going to get what you want. Now, of course, you've got to be careful what you wish for, because there's no changing it. A bit like what I said about karma, what's coming is coming, and it can change itself on the way, but it's not something you can personally change just on up your own whim. The reason that shows so strongly in this card is that, you know, the fields are a bit of a chessboard. They've been mown in that way when people mow fields in different directions with a tractor. So it kind of looks like a chessboard. But the colours of that chessboard have faded because it's not exactly game over, but it's too late to change the outcome of the game. And all these playing cards are just showing us their backs because we don't know what's going on. We don't know what they mean. We don't know what's going to happen. But Scorpio, this is fantastic, quick progress. This is really agile. This is things happening in a hurry. Okay, so you might actually get an outcome before Thanksgiving. You never know. If not, it's coming in quickly. It's coming in soon. We've got some beautiful healing purple in the sky there. And we've got some really nice higher heart chakra pinks going on here. But everything is grounded in nature. Grounding yourself is really where it's at, Scorpio. This brings me to the subject of Sagittarius. And I'm a Sagittarius, so I always look forward to seeing what this card is. Because this one I've got to kind of take some of my own medicine and see what's going on. And it's the Knight of Pentacles for Sagittarius. So there's some help coming in. There's some good advice. Maybe it's here already. Different strokes for different folks, as I always say in this reading. You just kind of never know exactly how these things are going to work out for individual viewers, for individual people in the world. But we've got the Knight of Pentacles. And he can just be he can be a pain in the neck, this guy, really, in the story. He's either Tweedledum or Tweedledee. I'm not sure which, but he's one of the Tweedle brothers anyway. Now, pentacles are what it's all about, and he's holding the pentacle up in his hand, so that's the main kind of thing he's prepared with. This is earth sign energy here, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Those energies around you or somewhere in your birth chart. Excuse me, gosh, I nearly choked there. And he's on his horse, which kind of looks like a Shetland pony. Looks like it's going nowhere fast. But he's ready. Are you ready? That's the question, Sagittarius. Am I ready? That's what I'm asking myself now. Well, hopefully we are, because that pentacle says good things are coming, you know. It's very positive when you get a court card in the pentacles. It tends to mean that the game isn't over yet, you know. I think more things are going to happen. But there's leaves on the tree, and he's got everything he needs. So you're prepared, Saggies. Don't worry about it, and I'm saying that to myself as well. Don't worry about what's going on. Things are coming in. Things are going to be good. A bit like the Three of Wands in that sense, actually, except there's also the sense that the Knight is there with a good kind of good measure of wisdom to bring to the situation. When you get that card, sometimes it means you're going to have to kind of listen to someone you didn't really want to listen to. So think outside the box that way, okay? People whose advice you'd normally ignore, listen to what they're saying. Everything happens for a reason, because the nights are always about some kind of counselling, some kind of help, something coming in, maybe even material gain that you weren't expecting, but you might have to kind of apply for it. You might have to do something. You might have to ask questions. At the very least, you're going to have to listen to someone. Capricorn, for you guys, we have the Six of Swords. And what's happening here? If you look closely, Alice can only really see the stormy water that the boat is in right this minute. But the sheep shopkeeper, who also shows up as the Queen of Pentacles in this deck, she's looking ahead and she can see the calm waters in front. She can see still quiet waters ahead. No leaves on the tree because the cycle is going on. Pretty soon there will be leaves on the tree. That's what happens when the leaves fall off. It's not that long until they grow back again. So, gosh, I've got a real cough today. So, Capricorn, I know you guys are good at hanging on tight, and that's what you're going to have to do. Don't let anyone spook you into suddenly making crazy moves, because you're actually coming out of the turbulent waters. You're coming out of the white water now, and you're passing into the water where it's nice and smooth. And life is never plain sailing, is it? And I'd be a bit of a fraud if I said that life was going to be plain sailing for all Capricorns here and now. But life is certainly going to be plainer sailing than it has been in recent times, okay? Things are on the mend. Things are improving. Okay, now then, so the sign of Aquarius has to be next. Oh, and for Aquarius, we've got number 9. We've got the Hermit, and we're in the Major Arcana again. So this is at a very personal level. This might even be quite intense. Now, the Hermit is all about looking inside yourself. It most certainly is. But particularly with this card in the Tarot in Wonderland deck, what we've got here is Alice, who's still a little girl. The story of the Alice in Wonderland books is about her turning into a woman. So it's, you know, men and women, you know, it applies to both sexes. We all go through that phase where we have to kind of put away the things of childhood and kind of grow up and become adults. I don't know why, really. It's no fun that way, but it's just something that has to happen. And it's happening here. And the Knight he's actually the Knight of Cups, this chap, as well, in this deck. And he's riding his horse away through the trees. And she's almost tearfully waving her handkerchief to say goodbye. She will see him again. That's what happens in the story. That's what happens in the tarot as well. She will see him again, but by the time he comes back, she will actually have grown into a woman. So she'll see him with more mature eyes, with kind of more understanding of life and of him and what's going on. He needs to go away and look within himself. And Aquarius, the situation that you might have to leave behind at the moment, you will see it again, but it'll never be the same, you know. Every day has changed, life has changed, nothing's ever the same when you come back to it, but you will be much better equipped to deal with whatever's going on. Sometimes when I try and teach people meditation, people say, well, you know, I keep having these crazy thoughts coming up all the time, and I can't really get off into meditation. And the thing to do is just put that thought on a passing cloud, let it go. Whatever it is that you need to deal with will still be there when you come back from your meditation. And that's the message here, Aquarius. You know, whatever you're having to leave behind, or whoever's leaving you behind, don't sweat it, don't worry about it. The cycle will come round again, and you will be that much better able to handle it. So there's only one card left to pull now, and this is going to be for the sign of Pisces. And what have we got? The World. Excuse me. Oh, gosh. The World again, really. Anyone would think I smoked too much, wouldn't you? What a crazy idea that is. Okay, it's number 21. It's the World, and this is for the sign of Pisces. And Pisces, this is a real good card of completion. It's the last card in the major arcana. It's kind of the end of the tarot journey, which is not the end of life. One journey kind of finishes, and then your path takes you in another direction. So don't hold back. But you do get a fair bit of choice here, because Pisces, you've learned a lot from what's been going on in your life. You've learned a lot from what's been going on around you, and from the people around you as well. We've got all four suits of the traditional playing card deck, but they're representing the four tarot suits there. They really are, for sure. And it's up to you in what direction you go next. This character has got two wands. I'll have to bring her up quite close. But she's got a wand in each hand here as Alice. And she's Queen Alice now. You know, she's wearing the crown. So your crowning achievements have crowned you somehow, Pisces. And it's time for you to go forward into the next thing. But whatever's next, choose what you want. You're going to be prepared for it. You're going to be able to handle it. The universe throws nothing at us until we're ready to handle it. Well, I've thrown a fair few readings at you in my time, and there's one that I'm sure you'll be able to handle one way or the other. I've certainly enjoyed doing it for you. Anybody wants a reading, a tarot reading, or a birth chart from me, please get in touch with me. Email me. The email address is down below there, 35and83@gmail.com. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and thanks to all of you who have. Thanks very much, all of you, for watching. Thumbs up, please, if you've enjoyed it. Leave me a comment. We'll share the journey, because it always kind of brings us together, these YouTube-y things. Anything on the internet. It seems like all computers and all out there, but the spiritual forces are working with it all the time. And they're working with us all the time. And I look forward to working with you again very soon, my friends. Have a fantastic time ahead, and it won't be long till I'm back with another reading. Take care of yourselves. Love and light and brightest blessings to you all. Peace.